Hi guys, today we'll discuss about the content fragment. So first of all, before discussing the content fragment, we have to discuss why AEM is so demandable. Okay, that means AEM is demandable because of authoring the content. If you want to take the, like I'm giving you one example, if you want to take the data or input from the user, for that we have a CQ dialog. By using CQ dialog, we can easily get the user information. Okay, but now if I want, this is my website and I want content, some of the content that user is already entered, or some of the content we already have. Okay, this content I stored somewhere, and this content if I want to render in my website, then we have a content fragment. If you have content and this content you want to render any website, like this is our one website, this one is another, and maybe you are using here you are using, and later that this website you have to transfer to a third party, you can easily do it. Otherwise, if you want to directly transfer okay, if you can directly transfer this to a third party, you can also do these things. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we'll discuss what does it mean by the content fragment. So content fragment is just simple content without any style and the layout. Yeah, so just content fragment, that means just simple content, and content maybe it's a text file, or maybe it's a images, okay, and maybe some data types. Yeah, just like your enumeration is there, and enumeration, that means more than one value we can store. After that we have a date, that means we can store the date. Later we store the numbers, we can store the text, we here text and the images. So these are nothing but your content. Yeah, so how we can create the content fragment? Before creating the content fragment, we have to create the folder structure. We have to create the folder structure of the content fragment. Why? Because of, see here inside the content fragment, consider this one is your content fragment, and here you can only add the content. You can only add the content, just like if I want to add the name, so here I am adding search. If I want to add the surname, here I am writing software. Yeah, this is the name and the surname I have written it. But where I have written, for that what I need a text field. I need a text field for these names. So from where I can get this text field? So for that we have another concept, that is content fragment model. And why we use this content fragment model? For creating the structure of this content fragment, we have to use the content fragment model. Simply, that content fragment model is used for creating the content fragment structure. And another thing, it offers the data types. Here you see the text field. If you want to write this search, this is the text, so it's offering the text field. If you want to add some number, so then it's offering the number data types. Yeah, you want options, drop down you want, so it will this content fragment model will offer, so it's offering the data types according to our needs. Yeah, so this is the thing. And later that, once you created the content fragment by using a content fragment model, we have to use, why we are creating this content fragment? Because of we just want in our website. So consider this one is our website, and in this website you want the content fragment. Okay, no, so you just simply, how we can add this content fragment inside our website? So we know that website is a consist of components. That means everywhere in our website we have a component. So if you want to add this content fragment, you have to insert the content fragment component, then you are able to add this content fragment. This is the thing. And we have to create this whole structure. Like first we have to create the content fragment model, later we have to content fragment, okay, and later we are creating this component. So we need some folder structure, there we can easily store this content fragment model and the content fragment. So before creating this content fragment, we have to create the folder structure of content fragment. So how we can do it? So for that, okay, to see here, they have created the content fragment model. Here you see, first of all what we have a content fragment model. So by using this content fragment model, they have created the content fragment. See, so here we have a title, so the same title is present here, and inside this title, in our content fragment, what we are doing, we are writing the informations. we are writing some content. So it just only for the structure that is used for defining the structure with the help of some data type for your content fragment. Okay, so now before that we have to create the folder structure. So just come here, sign in. Okay, we have to go in our tools. Later we have general, and here we have options of configuration browser. We have to click here. Yeah, and so when I'm creating here that content fragment model option is showing. Before that we have to define the variable. Later that we can easily create the content fragment. That means first of all we have to define the content fragment structure by using content fragment model. So come here and name it whatever you want. So I'm just writing trip and just simply create it. So what I have created now, I have just created the folder structure. So whatever I'm creating inside the configuration browser, all the things will store in our crxd conf folder. So just try to open the crxd. Yeah, it's present inside your conf. Okay, so it's not there, we have to refresh it. So just refresh, and here you see now you got this trip. So inside that, this is the folder structure. We don't need to be create, it's automatically created. That configuration browser is responsible to create this all the folder structure for us. So this is the folder structure that we have created, but still we don't have any model now. Here we don't have model. So how we can create the model? So just come here, tools, and here we have options of assets. And when you are clicking here we have one tool that is content fragment model. Just simply click here, and whatever the folder name that you have created, see it's present here. Yeah, just create. Now I'm creating the content fragment model. Just name it. So I'm just giving trip content fragment model. Great. Yeah, it's done. Now I'm just going to open this one. So it will showing all the data types. See at the right hand side it's showing all the data types, and here we have to define the structure at your left. By using this data type, I'm just going to define the structure. So I'm just dragging and dropping here. First of all, here we have options of render as. That means you can just select text field. That means we can select only one. Okay, and if here we have options of the multi-fill, and multi-fill, that means if you want to add more than one line or more than one text field, then you can simply use multi-fill. Yeah, so just select in text field, and once you select in the text field, this is the field label we have to give it. Just come here and give the field label. So here I am using first name. Otherwise here we have options, you can simply use that thing. Like a first thing we have a title, so just simply use the title. Here I am selecting title. Okay, and this is the placeholder. So whatever you are returning, that will come inside this text field. Okay, but when you are returning some value, it will go automatically. So this is the placeholder. If you want to add, it's up to you. Okay, and this is the default value. That means if the title, if user not entered anything, or some author it's not entering anything, then by default this value will assign to this variable. Yeah, so this is the variable. So whatever user entering here, this will store inside this variable, this title. And this is our maximum length. That means maximum character you can enter only 255. More than this if you want to enter, so we have to increase the size. Yeah, and this is the required field. That means if this is the crucial or the mandatory, for that we have to define this required. Yeah, so I have defined this text field. Now I'm just I'm going to define the multi-fill now. Multi-line text means, that means if it's just for the descriptions. If you want to store like a address and the description, if you want more area, then you can simply use this multi-line. So here I am using it like a descriptions. This is the variable. and here we have options of the rich text, plain text and the markdown. So I'm just selecting rich text. Why? Because of it's providing a lot of facility. It has a lot of facility it's providing, so for that I'm just selecting rich text. Okay, this is the description, I don't want it. And here in this single field we have a multi-field as well, so just select this single field first, and after that here we have options of multi-field. So when you are clicking in this multi-field, it will show in a content fragment, it will show one add options. That means if you want to add more than one line, you can easily add it. So here I'm just using trip group name, just simply group name, I'm returning it. Yeah, the same structure. After that, if you want to add the number, then you can just simply drag the number. So here we have options. If you want to drag if you want to add only one number, then you can select number field, and if you want to add more than one number, then we have to select the multi-field. So right now I just want to add only one number, is a phone number. Here you can select simply phone number. Yeah, we have. And after here in this phone number, it's just only number field, no. So if you want to add a fraction, that means the float value, then from here you can just simply select the fractions. Yeah, and by default integer is a default size. So if you are not choosing anything, that means your integer, it will take your integers. Okay, this field will take the integer value, so we don't need to be select this integer. Later here we have a boolean, that means a simple checkbox. Yeah, it's written true and the false value, so I'm just saying it's a businessman or not. So if it is yes, then we have to select true, and if it's not, then we have to select we don't need to select it. Okay, so here I'm just selecting. So when you select, it will return true. Yeah, it will store the value as a true, and if you are not selecting, that means it's a false. After we have a date format. This date, I'm just writing a date of joining. You can name it anything. Date of joining I have written, and this is the default value. By default, if you want to assign some value, then you can just simply select from here. So I'm just trying to write it by default value, so it will automatically appear in this field when you gonna when you, by using this content fragment, you are going to create the content fragment, then that time in this field, in this date of joining, this value will default available. Okay, so and I'm just clicking on this required, that means this property is crucial. Later that we have a enumeration. And what does it mean by the enumeration? Enumeration is means a drop down. If you want to add more than one value in a single line, or if you want to define the options for this single line, then you can simply use this enumeration. So here I am just defining city, and here I gonna add more than one value. So how we can add it? Here we only have the one option, so we have to add the options here only, but we have to separate by comma. That options we have to separate by the comma. So here I am just writing Mumbai, and later that here this is the value I have written in. We have to give the comma between this city and this city, then it will separate it. Okay, this is the thing that I have written. You just do one thing, come here. Yeah, that enumeration is done, and at the last we have a tags. What does it mean by the tags? See, tag is just simple keyword, and by using this keyword, if you want to find some content, then you can simply use the tag. It's just simple. See, on the Google, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to search something, and this is nothing but your keyword, and when you click here, some content will render or some content will come. Okay, and if you want to do like that, then you can simply use these tags. You can define one tag, and with this keyword you can just simply assign one, just associate one website or some images. Then when you try to search something, okay, when you try to search, that image or the website will come later. This thing, yeah, so it's done now. I'm just simply saving it. So this content fragment model we have created. After that, once you create this content fragment model, now we have to create the content fragment. Inside that, you only created model, that means just you have created the data types. Now by using this data type, we have to assign the value. So for that, we have to create the content fragment. So where we can create the content fragment? So just simply come inside the assets. Here we have options, files, okay. So here we don't have anything, so now I'm just creating one folder, and inside this folder I'm storing my content fragment. So here I'm creating one folder, that is trip content fragment. Just simply, now we have created the content, this is the folder that we have created, and inside that we are going to create the content fragment. But before that, if I'll just try to go inside there and just try to create it, and I'm clicking in this content fragment, it's showing the out of the box content fragment component, sorry, content fragment model. But I want my own content fragment, that whatever I have created now, this component I want inside here. So how I can add it? So for that, we have to give the permissions. Here in this folder level, we have to give the permission. So for that, just go inside the properties. Here we have options of cloud services, and just here we have to select it. So what we are selecting? We are selecting our content fragment components. So what are the content fragment components? We have this one, that is stored inside the config. Just we are simply selecting it. So just come here, and here somewhere, this is the trip. This is nothing but your content fragment. Just click here and just select it. Here I am just saving and closing. Okay, again just try to go inside there, because we have given the permission. So if I'll try to create the content fragment, now our out of the box, no, sorry, that our customized content fragment model is coming. You can just simply click here and next. Give the name of your content fragment. So trip content fragment. So this is the name I'm giving it. Just create it and done. Now what you have created? You have created the content fragment. Just try to go inside there, and this content fragment you have created by using the content fragment model. So whatever you have created inside the content fragment model, all the things is coming here. It's came. See here, there you have given the title. So this title is coming, descriptions, group name, business. This is the checkbox, phone field, number field, date of joining, that means date field, and this is the drop down. See, the drop down is also coming. So you can just simply select it. Like here I'm just giving a search. This is description. After that, here we have a group name, so you can add. This is the multi field, so you are able to add more than one options. Here this checkbox I'm selecting as a true, and here we have options of numbers, so you can give it. And this is a by default, that there we have selected as a by default this date, so that's why it's coming, and it's a required field. So if you are not adding anything, then it's showing the validation error. So we have to add something, okay. And this is the drop down, that means the enumeration, and here we have to select any one value. So you can, I selected this. Here at the left we have the variation, and what does it mean by the variation? So at the first time you are entering in this web, this information is storing in your master variations, okay, and it won't delete from anyone. So if I'm creating some variation, it means it's cloning this master. Same duplicate data if you want to add in another information, that means the same data but the different information, same field but different information. If you want to add it, then you can simply create the variation. So here I am creating a variation 1. This is the variation I have created. See, same data is copied. So that means we can say it's a cloning the master. That variation 1 is cloned the this master. Okay, so here I am just changing. Yeah, here I am adding another property, that is B. Here I am unselecting, I am just adding number and for Nashik and just simply save it. Now we have saved the content fragment. Now you can just simply see why we have created, because we this data we want in our website. So for that we have created this content fragment. So just go inside the website. So now I am going, I have one website, I have opened it. So you can just simply go inside this website and just try to write the content fragment. Just try to insert the content fragment component. Why? Because of here this is nothing but, what is this? This one is our content fragment. Okay, and we know that website is a collection of components. So if you want to add this content fragment, you have to select the content, we have to insert the content fragment component. I have opened this website from the VRetail. You just also go there and just open this, and here we have to select the content fragment. So this is our content fragment components. Yeah, we have added. Now by using that component content fragment, we can easily add this content fragment. Okay, so just click and configure it. I am just configuring which one. This one is our content fragment, so just simply select it, and this is the GUI, but in the back end this representing the CRX content folder. Just come here, whatever the folder is here, that all the folder that is present inside your content DAM and here. So we have a trip content fragment. So just come here and just see the same thing where it is. Yeah, here see content DAM and the trip content fragment. So all the components that is present inside your content and the DAM folder. Okay, come here and just simply select it. Yeah, we have select and just simply try to add it. See, our data is rendering now. Yeah, but you don't want this data, you want, instead of this you want the variation one. So how we can change it? So you can just simply configure it. Here we have the options of the variations. You can just simply change it from here. Now I just want to change from master to variation 1. Just click here, right check mark it. See, now that content is changed from search to digital, and this is the data that it's changed. After that, now we have a lot of fields, but this field I don't want it. I want only group name and the business. So you can just simply click in this multi field and add the items what you want. I want group name and business. You can just simply click and just right check mark it. See, only 2 options is opening. Okay, and you want only one, then you can just click on this single field. Okay, we have to select, just select the description and just right check mark it. So only description is printing now. Okay, but I want multi fields, everything I want it. So you can click here.